Hey there! Are you ready to hear some real talk? Single moms, brace yourself because we're about to delve into the judgmental world of those who just don't get it. You know the ones, the non-single moms who think they know what it's like to walk a mile in our shoes. Well, let me tell you, they don't have a clue. So, let's talk about something that has been bothering me for a while. The way some non-single moms judge single moms. It's like they think they have a PhD in motherhood just because they have a partner by their side. But let me tell you, being a single mom is no joke. We have to juggle everything on our own, from finances to childcare, and still manage to keep our sanity intact. And yet, some people act like we're just not doing it right. From the snarky comments about our parenting skills to the eye-rolling at our never-ending to-do lists, these moms just love to judge us. Does it sound familiar when you hear this? It must be so hard being a single mom. I just don't know how you do it all by yourself. Or, but really, you should have thought about this before having kids. It's your own fault you're in this situation. Like, wow. Thanks for the expert advice, Karen. If only you could sprinkle some of that wisdom on my financial situation and my baby's sleep schedule, then maybe we'd be all set. Jokes aside, it's tough being a single parent. It's a full-time job and then some, and hearing judgment from others only makes it harder. Imagine for a moment that you are a single mom, working hard to provide for your children and do everything you can to give them a good life. Now imagine hearing these words from another woman. Imagine how frustrating and hurtful it must be to hear those kinds of comments. It's like a punch to the gut, and it can leave you feeling angry, sad, and alone. It's not fair that single moms have to deal with judgment and criticism from others, especially from those who haven't walked in their shoes. Let's face it, being a single mom is tough. But what's even tougher? Dealing with the judgment and criticism of other moms. It's like they've never heard of empathy or putting themselves in someone else's shoes. Can you imagine being on the receiving end of comments like, "I could never do what you do," or, "Well, you knew what you were getting into when you had kids"? It's enough to make you want to scream or punch someone in the face. Picture this. A group of moms gathered at a play date, chatting about their kids and swapping tips on how to handle temper tantrums. Suddenly, a toddler's screams pierce through the air and all eyes turn to the frazzled single mom trying to handle the situation. As the tantrum continues, the other moms shift uncomfortably and try to make small talk to avoid the awkwardness. But then, out of nowhere, a non-single mom decides to chime in with her unsolicited opinion. "I just don't understand how you can't control your child," she declares, loud enough for everyone to hear. "Maybe if you were around more, he wouldn't act out like this." The single mom's face turns red with embarrassment and fury. She knows the judgmental comments are unfair and untrue, but she's too overwhelmed with her toddler's tantrum to defend herself. The other moms awkwardly shuffle away, leaving her feeling ashamed and isolated. Have you ever been in a situation like this, where someone makes you feel small and embarrassed in front of others? It's not a good feeling, and it can stick with you for a long time. If you can relate, I want to know, how did you handle it? Did you have any support from friends or loved ones? Let's start a conversation in the comments below and remind each other that we're all in this together. It's situations like these that make single moms feel like they're constantly under a microscope, judged and criticized for every little thing. It's not fair and it's not helpful. What single moms need is support, empathy, and understanding, not harsh judgment and condemnation. So let's all strive to be more kind and inclusive, and less quick to jump to conclusions about other people's lives. As a single mom, the weight of the world is already on your shoulders. You're constantly juggling work, parenting, and trying to keep your head above water. But when you hear judgment from other women, it's like a knife through your heart. You start to second guess every decision you've made and wonder if you're doing everything wrong. You feel guilty for being a single mom and feel like you're being judged for something that's out of your control. It's a painful reminder that the stigma of being a single mom still exists, even in today's society. If that non-single mom thinks she's a parenting expert, she'd better think again. It's easy to judge from the sidelines, but when you're in the trenches with a toddler throwing a tantrum, it's a whole different ballgame. And even the most experienced parents can't always control their child's behavior. So don't let the judgment of others get you down. Single moms and dads are superheroes for handling it all on their own. So, fellow single moms, we know the struggle all too well, and we won't let the haters bring us down. Keep on being the strong, amazing woman that you are, and don't let anyone make you feel like you're any less of a mom just because you don't have a partner by your side. Every family is different, and every mom is doing the best she can with what she's got. It's not fair to judge someone's situation without knowing the full story. So if you're a non-single mom who has ever judged a single mom, let me give you a little tip. Before you criticize, try walking a mile in her shoes. You might be surprised at how tough it is.